All right. So I guess now you understand what the plan was.
Absolutely. At Colts Law, we talk Indianapolis Colts football.
We're going to stick to what we know, fundamentals and technique, 1% better every day.
What's up, Colts Nation? It's Law Dog, as I guess some of you said it, so, I guess that's me. What's going on, Matt Stansbury? What's up? Hey, guys, I know that a lot of you were a little upset that, my training camp streams are Patreon only, and then I let them go public the day after, but, it doesn't mean I'm going to not do live streams for everyone else, okay? This is just a general live stream for all Colts Nation to come and join in and check out. That's what I'm going to do. It's just certain special things. I want to, do something special for those who support me on Patreon. And that's something that I feel like I need to do, So whenever I do something special, myself or Loyalist or something, we go to training camp or something like that, they're going to get first dibs. They're going to get early access. And I feel like that's a fair deal for $5 a month. Not to mention the other stuff that they get for Patreon. So I want to appreciate everyone that's here. But let's get started in actually what we're going to be talking about, because the Indianapolis Colts have had a huge amount of injuries this first week of training camp. And when I say first week, they started last Wednesday. Today's only Tuesday. They have had multiple injuries that have been reported since camp have started, and the latest one might be one of the scariest ones of all, right? I mean, first we get in day one, we find out Darius Leonard's not going to be playing for a while, right? Because he had surgery back early June, and then we have Ryan Kelly go out with a hyperextended elbow, and then Carson Wentz goes out with a foot injury, and now we find out he has surgery on that foot. And now Quentin Nelson with pretty much the exact same injury. Not happening the same way, but the surgery, the procedure, what was going on. He had a floating bone in his foot, something that was genetic, they said. It just popped free. Weird. Within a week, that Carson Wentz's bone in his foot popped free. Quentin Nelson's pops free. He's having surgery. He'll be out the exact same amount of time, 5 to 12 weeks from now, which means his return date, just like Carson Wentz, is between week 1 and week 6. And that is a scary situation because we have a lot of starters out right now. We have our starting quarterback out. We have our starting left tackle, Fisher, who, pretty much has the exact same return date, somewhere between week 1 and week 6. Weird, right? Ryan Kelly, who will probably be back next week, from what I'm understanding, because when he went out, they said the hyperextended elbow was about a 2-week period, but still, it is what it is. Quentin Nelson now out that same amount of time as the Wentz and Fisher. Darius Leonard, we're hearing will probably come back pretty soon. We had multiple people, guys with hip injuries, guys with hand injuries. You know what's weird? It's positions that the Colts are not used to injuries. Yes, the Carson Wentz thing, quarterback injury, we understand that happens. But the offensive line has been rather healthy the last few years. And now we've got center, left guard, right tackle out with injuries. The only starters we have is right guard Mark Glowinski and right tackle Braden Smith. This is where the Colts should get better as a team, because you got extra linebackers out there busting their butts, that trying to help getting first team snaps, learning how to play with the guys around them, the first teamers, and understanding everything. You got offensive linemen out there doing the exact same thing, working on that depth. Guys like Danny Pinter, guys like Tebby, guys now, like Fries and them like that, Jacob Eason getting the majority of the first team snaps, red shirt freshman, basically is what Eason is. And, a guy who really never had first team snaps, and he's out there progressing week after week, day after day. And I like what I'm seeing. Now, with that being said, kind of curious what the Colts are going to look like come week 1, even preseason. What the Colts are used to seeing in injuries and rash of injuries is places like wide receiver, where they haven't had any injuries. And it seems like on the offense, running back and wide receiver seem to be doing phenomenal. Guys like Paris Campbell's been phenomenal. Guys like Marlon Mack has been phenomenal. And these are guys that had their injuries last year, but they're out there shining like a great big torch. So that's my report on the injuries. If you're watching this, please don't forget, check out Newsbreak. And if you're watching this on Newsbreak, go check out my YouTube. And with that being said, I just finished the recording for Newsbreak. And now, here's a little bit about Newsbreak. This video is sponsored by Newsbreak. Newsbreak is an app used over 1.5 billion times a month by people just like you to get local news via articles or videos by those who are focused on that specific area. People like myself. Just use the link in the description of this video to download it. Then search a city, state, or someone specific, like myself, Colts Law. Then make sure to follow them so you'll get all the news fresh as it comes out. So I want to make a special shout out to my boy Loyalist, who is in the chat right now. Give the man a little love and some prayers. He's not feeling well today. Yesterday might have took a little bit out of him going to camp, doing his due diligence for Colts Nation. And today he's just a little bit under the weather. So, best wishes out to you. Hope you get to feeling better, and we hope to see you back very, very soon. So that is a little report on why Loyalist is not here with me. Otherwise, he'd be joining. But it's nice to see you in the chat. I really like it. He says that, all these rash of injuries makes for a better story after we crush it during the regular season. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Jason David, what's up? Appreciate you being in here. Basically, I'm going to camp tomorrow. So I'm going to be watching a lot of these backups. Seeing how they're doing. It's stupid. I was on Twitter earlier talking to some guys, and Cody Felger jumps in and says, does it seem like they're trying to downplay Eason and only say the bad stuff about him and only upplay Ellinger and only saying the good stuff about him? And it does seem that way, doesn't it? The local media, national media, stuff like that. That seems like what they're doing. And, I've been out there. I've watched it. I've talked with Cody. He was out there with me one day. Loyalist has been out there plenty. I think overall, Eason's been the best quarterback, period, to practice so far. I think he was better than Wentz when Wentz was out there, right? It's true. Eason looked better than Wentz day one. Day two, Wentz went out. He actually looked pretty good, but Eason was perfect on that day, right? Eason was 8 for 8 with the starters that day, the last day that Wentz played. Eason is actually looking pretty good. Not saying that he is not perfect, obviously, but they're nitpicking only on the things when he does something bad. They're like, oh my goodness, he overthrows this guy when he's on the move, or he threw this interception. Ladies and gentlemen, every quarterback throws interceptions during practice. If a quarterback doesn't throw an interception during practice, there's something wrong. There's not another defense in the NFL that knows your quarterback as good as your own defense and knows how to get in the lanes and understand what to expect. All right? Get that out of the way first. Right? Help Eason out. I have no problem with that. You know? I think overall, Eason has been incredibly accurate, showing great arm strength, getting down timing with a lot of the players. That's the thing that he's working on a lot also that I've noticed. Guys like Paris Campbell, Michael Pittman, and stuff like that. He's getting that timing down, starting to understand. Wentz season, what's up? Appreciate you being in here. Kenneth Human, what up? Saw you at training camp, but didn't want to bother you because I saw you and Cody making a video. You should have joined. Was we sitting down or standing up? Because when we were sitting down making the video, that didn't air because we were under a tent and it echoed real bad. There was some chick behind Loyalist who was behind the camera at the time, just chatting up her phone, and it ended up horrible audio. But the one that's standing up, where we were standing up behind the tents, that's up on my page. So, if you ever see us, Kenneth, come say hi. I don't care if I'm recording, I'll be out there tomorrow. If you're out there tomorrow and you see me recording, you jump in and say hi and say go Colts. All right? I'm all for that. If you see me out there with my tripod up and the camera out there and I'm talking into the camera, come say hi. Get your face on the show. Let everybody know you're supporting the Indianapolis Colts by going to training camp. That's what I got to say about that. All right. Mr. J567, what up? Appreciate you. Says, defense is going to have to carry the team again this year. I don't think so. The running game has been absolutely solid. The passing game has been absolutely solid. All right? I get left side of the offensive line, there's going to be some problems. I understand that, and we're going to have to deal with it. All right? But I think that I think we'll be all right. The Quentin Nelson thing might have a little bit of burn on me. If he's not ready week 1, then I don't know. We'll see, though. Loyalist in here dropping donations right here. He's a member of... He's donating... Oh, come on, my guy. All right. Well, you know what? That is so cool of you to donate. Guys, if you ever want to donate, do a super chat or something, there's a link right down here in the description, right at the top, man. Just use that. You get yourself in here just like Colts Loyalist did, right? And speaking of Colts Loyalist, what does he say? Let's find out. He says, I am really curious how fast Quiddy looks in pads. What are you most interested to see? Now, today was first day of training camp with pads on. Was it today? I think it was today. Yeah. So you were a day late. I don't know why they pushed pads back for you, man. They were supposed to have pads on yesterday. That's why you went. They didn't do pads. It was pretty sad. But I want to see how the offensive line and defensive line looks. Yes, I want to see the trenches with pads on. That's the most important thing. I want to see the trenches with pads on. Who's getting over on who. Now, obviously, we're not going to see Ryan Kelly. We're not going to see Eric Fisher. We're not going to see Quentin Nelson. How did the backups do against guys like DeForest Buckner, Kwity Paye, Tyquan Lewis, and Kamoko Toure, guys like that? I want to see that as well, all right? Because that is the big worry, in my opinion. Because as long as our run game does well, then I think the Colts will be fine. I mean, we're pretty heavily relying on that run game setting up the passing game. So, yeah, I agree with you on that. Still going in here. Look at Stansbury. If I see Lawrence in public, I'm going to kick. Seriously? That's not cool, man. Charger. This is not what I meant when I said I can't wait to see Jacob Eason play in the preseason, right? I agree. I was hoping Wentz would be playing and then Eason would be, coming in the second quarter. It's probably the same thing that you were thinking. But this could be a present unwrapped early. Because we're going to be able to see what Eason can do. Because he'll be out there with the starters. Who knows? You know? I mean, he was a 4th round pick. Not super high expectations, but not terrible expectations either. You know, there's guys out there that was picking the 4th. You know, I'm pretty sure Dak Prescott was a 4th round pick, right? Jacob Eason would have been higher, I think, had it not been for the fact that, you know, he was out of college for a year and then played in Washington for his last season before he came out. Had some interceptions. Understand that. But we get to see what Eason's made of, right? Sorry, guys, man. You guys are, like, flying through this, man. I have seen the doctor saying exactly what Reich said, since there was no damage, probably about 6 weeks. Okay, yeah. Since there was no extra stuff, it was a clean surgery. I get what you're saying. It's a good possibility. As long as he stays off his foot and lets it heal quickly, both of them, both the guys, let it heal quickly. And so that when they do get on it, there's no tearing or anything like that. You know, let it heal. Let it heal up real good. Let the stitches come out. Let it heal up. Let, you know, get some of the scarring stuff of the top, you know, the scabs and stuff go away, things like that. Then you get on it and play with it. Even Reich said they'll play with a little bit of pain, you know, from that injury. That doesn't mean that they can't play at that time. It's just whether or not they're able to get out there and practice and play. You know, we don't want to see any, like, infections and things like that, you know, pop up. So, want them to stay off their feet, take good care of themselves, and then do their rehab when it's officially time, and hit that rehab hard, because we definitely would love to see Quentin Nelson back. Wentz, I'm on the fence. I have high hopes for Wentz, but I actually have some belief in Eason, you know, from what I've seen at camp so far. I actually like the way Eason delivers the football better than the way Carson Wentz does. I'm not saying he's better than Wentz. Wentz is 10 times the quarterback Eason is when it comes to throwing while he's on the move. Yeah, by far. Good job with the Matt Stansberry. Good job with the hot bombs on Saturday. Hope to see more along. Great football coverage. I think so. I think we'll do all right, you know. Getting out there, trying to get you live training camp reps and let you know what we see immediately. Because you're going to hear stuff from guys like Bowen, guys like Holder, guys, you know, George Bremer, guys like that who are out there. But it's only going to be little stuff. And it's only going to be their narrative. And what I'm going to give you is the facts. And all of them, right? I'm not just going to point out this guy did one thing bad, so he must have been bad the whole game or the whole day. Or this guy had one really good throw, but forget to mention that he had 8 incompletions to go along with that one good throw. If a wide receiver makes a great catch, great, but if he has 3 drops on top of it, you're going to say something about it. You know? If he does have a drop, Don't just shout that out, you know. If he also makes 5 catches and a touchdown, you know, let everybody know the truth about what's going on. Just don't paint a narrative and then go with that. That's not cool. And I'm seeing a lot of that. And it kind of burns me a little bit. Oh, okay. David says that Eason has to play good in the preseason games. That's where he will secure the start for week 1. That's true. I got a question for you guys. What if Eason gets better and better and better through training camp, and then during preseason games looks better and better and better, and then smashes it week 1, ends up something like 23 of 28 for 280 yards and 2 touchdowns. No interceptions against Seattle. But then the next week, Wentz is able to start in week 2 against the Rams. Would you ride Eason? Or would you leave Wentz out and let him continue to practice and get connections with the team and stuff? Would you ride Eason? Or would you shove Wentz in there anyhow? That's my question right now. When you get a moment, go ahead and let me know what you think. Oh, Mr. J. 567. See, look at that. We got another one. Appreciate the donation / super chat here. $20. Holy crap, man. Muchas gracias. Been watching your show for a while, but usually not on when you're live. I think the D-line is really as good as they looked. Sorry, I gotta bring that out there. So far, or do you think they're better? Okay. Sorry, I didn't have it out far enough to see your entire message there. Honestly, you're right, dude. I think the defensive line has been solid. You know, with my own eyes, with Loyalist's own eyes. We've sat there and we agree wholeheartedly. We think the defensive line is one of the most. They have performed better than expected. Okay, we had kind of even keel hopes. You know what I mean? We were hoping for good, but, you know, just kind of even keel about it because it's a bunch of guys that was unproven, plus a rookie. But they've come out and really shown a lot of good stuff. A lot of good pass rush moves, a lot of good run stopping ability, getting in the lanes, getting in the backfield, causing problems. Our defense, but most of that has been without pads on, right? Now that there's pads on, let's see if it continues to roll that way. Because if it continues to roll that way, holy crap, that's actually something. Because you was talking about, you know, the O-line injuries making them better. I don't think so. Because before, I mean, they were solid when the only person out there that wasn't out there was the left tackle. And they were getting past Ryan Kelly and Quentin Nelson at times, you know. I really do think that the D-line is doing a great job. Now, we're going to get some help when Ryan Kelly comes back next week, hopefully. Because when you're talking about the trenches, and I know this is an old Paganoism, but iron sharpens iron, right? You remember that? And it is true. It's a fact. When you have an excellent player facing off against another excellent player, it only makes both those guys better, right? And we got a great O-line, and apparently we got a pretty darn good defensive line. So we really do need all of our best players out there practicing against each other to make themselves better. But on that note, if you're practicing against Buckner day in, day out, let's say you're Danny Penner right now and you're out there doing that, is Danny Penner going to get better practicing against DeForest Buckner? You darn straight tootin' you are. Buckner's probably getting over on him and then stopping and turning around and telling him, hey, this is what you should have done, right? Kenneth Human donated $2.99 through the super chat. Appreciate that, my guy. Thank you so much. That is awesome. I'll just let you know that the super chat on YouTube takes 65% of your money. I see 45% of the money that you donate through super chat. That's why I have that link right down here below at the top of the description of the video. Whereas that right there, I'll get 96% of that. And it still pops up right up here the exact same way. But hey, thank you so much. I still very, very much appreciate that. So I want to know, I'm curious about my question, but at the same time, I'm still getting through here. Martin Hazel says, hi, Law and fellow Colts fans. What up? Thanks for being in here. Guys, don't forget to smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. Tag that notification bell so that you are notified next time I go live. I did a Patreon video yesterday, live stream. Another almost 2 hours. All right, almost 2 hours with Patreon. It just went public. Go check it out, please. Martin Hazel with a super chat. Holy crap, you guys are on fire today. Thank you so much. $10. Oh, thank you. Tried to use the other donation site. Says my username is invalid. What? That's weird. Not used to seeing that myself. I don't know. If you did the, is it saying that the PayPal or something is up? Because PayPal is usually dead on. Okay? Any PayPal through that is perfect. But anyhow, how bad is it really right now? How bad will our first five game record be? I'll be truthfully, I can't really give an honest answer to that. Because I don't know what Jacob Eason looks like in pads. You know, pads are a big deal. You know, having Ryan Kelly in there is going to help a lot. And who knows? You know, we might have, you know, Quentin Nelson and Wentz. It's a very slim possibility. But the timetables for all these injuries, every single one of them, outside of Dio Odangbo, can be back week 1. Fisher can be back week 1 on his schedule. Wentz could be back by week 1 by his schedule. Quentin Nelson could be back week 1 by his schedule. The odds of it happening, I don't know. But it's possible. But worst case scenario. Let's take worst case scenario. First 5 games, which is the nastiest stretch of football for any team in the NFL. All right. 5 games straight of teams who had 10 or more wins last year. That's nasty. I still think we have a chance against Miami. I still think we have a chance against Titans. I still think we have a chance against Baltimore. I still think we have a chance against Seattle. We have less than an average chance against the Rams. Only because the Rams are, you know, the Rams. I expect them to be the best in the NFC. When I say we have a chance, I say, you know, at least a 40% chance of winning that game. Sitting currently with those 3 guys out, I think we have a 40% chance to win those games. Okay? With all 3 of them back, it depends. You know, like I said, do you bring Wentz in if Eason is lighting it up in preseason with the starters? I don't know. It's kind of iffy, you know. If a man's on fire and really taking control, I'd say you keep him in, don't you? But that's my thought process on that. Let me know what you think. I don't think that it's as scary of a situation as many out there think so. My Super Bowl dreams are temporarily dashed. How bad is the list overall to start the season? Like I said, I gave you the list. It's awful. I mean, Darius Leonard's not out there right now. Kenny Moore was injured for a while. I don't know. He probably came back yesterday. I think Loyalist said he saw Kenny Moore back out yesterday. You know, we named off Ryan Kelly. We named off Carson Wentz, Quentin Nelson. We've had, who else did we have out? Did we get, I mean, obviously we've got some COVID guys out, like TJ Carey and Xavier Rhodes, but those are COVID guys. Those aren't injuries. Those ain't something that I'm all that worried about. Jason David. No. No, I don't. I'm not going to state that out loud because I don't know how YouTube's monetization would like me stating that. But is Andrew Luck out there hexing our teams at home? And Andrew Luck's too nice of a guy to do something like that, right? I mean, he's still friends with everybody, so I'm pretty sure he'll be good. Oh, dude, Martin, what up? Thanks again, my guy. Says he figured it out. I'm glad you figured it out. Are you looking forward to the preseason games as much as I am? Love seeing new talent. Dude, preseason games. See, I was excited about training camp because I knew I was going to go to quite a few training camp games. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make preseason games. It costs me $25 every time I go to a training camp game because that's about how much it costs for me for gas to get there and back. Unless Loyalist meets me halfway, and then it costs me half that. And then plus if I eat or drink something there, because we all know that a cheeseburger at camp is $12 freaking dollars. But hey, they got to make money somehow. When you're giving out free tickets. But I don't know if I can make a preseason game itself because, I mean, I'd love to. But I got a roof to put over my head, and I'm barely skimming by right now getting the money put together to make sure that the roof is taken care of. I'd love to go see it. I will be watching them, though, and I am excited to see the preseason games, especially the first one, because I want to see our defensive line and how they do against Carolina. Okay? Don't everybody, right? Who else do we play in preseason? What was it, the Vikings? I think we played the Vikings and Detroit, maybe? Are those the three teams that we play against? I think so. It's been a while since I looked. But, yeah, I want to see those games. I'm really excited to see those games. Because as much as you get from training camp, it's still your team versus their team, and they know each other very well. I want to see what they look like against, a different team. But, yeah. Thanks again, man. Appreciate that. Quiddy looks so good Saturday. He's going to put on so much pressure on... He's going to put... Kenneth Human says that he's going to put pressure on DeForest. I don't think he's putting I think he's using DeForest. Okay, which is a good thing. You use DeForest. When you have a guy like DeForest Buckner there, that means you're getting one-on-ones. Take advantage of that while you can. All right? You know another guy who has really stood out on the D-line that's not getting enough credit by media? That flat out is Grover Stewart. Martin Hazel. $25 for my first tank of gas. Tomorrow going out there. Thank you. All right. Now, I just mentioned how much it costs. I wasn't saying donate to get me there. I'm more than happy to drive my butt down there to get you guys content. But I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But, yeah, Grover Stewart's been a stud. A stud. Even when he's out there, not beside. When he's out there playing and without DeForest Buckner, he's been a stud. I watched this man, the ball be hiked, and he would be in the backfield, in the quarterback's face, before the quarterback finished his back steps. Can you believe that? That is amazing. He looks so fast. So when you got a guy like Stewart and Buckner sitting side by side, that is almost guaranteeing one of those guys are going to get double teamed, and that's going to leave your edges free. Take advantage of that, guys. no matter what your name is, whether it's Kwity Paye, whether it's Kamiko Toure, whether it's Ben Banigou, whether it's Rochelle, whether it's Taekwon Lewis. I don't care. Take advantage of one-on-ones when you're a defensive guy. You got to. And if you don't, then you probably won't be on the team next year. I'll tell you that much. Because this year is that put up or shut up year for a lot of these guys. And it is what it is. But I got high hopes for them. I think they're looking really good. Wow. Guys, you are all over. Man, you are slamming this. I haven't seen my chat like this in forever. Real quick, don't forget, I love the fact that y'all found my link. If you scroll down a little bit more, there's a few other links you could check out, like my Patreon. Like I said, I'm doing these live streams whenever we get done. So Patreon's only $5 a month. You can join in. Last night's had it put up just a little bit ago, went public. I was joined. It was me, Loyalist, Ross, and Thornburg. Joe Thornburg was with us, guys. 4 of us sitting there chatting, talking about football. A lot about the Colts, but a lot about the NFL in general, right? Just general stuff, chatting around. You can join us. It's really fun. There's also a place, the direct link, where you can support me on Newsbreak by clicking that link, downloading the app. I upload stuff directly to Newsbreak every time anyone who downloads that app and gives me a follow using that link in the description pays me money. So you're supporting me for free because the app is free. Ain't that awesome? So I'm just letting you know. And don't forget, also, I've got my merch shop. I ain't wearing any right now, but, I have one. Oh, yeah, that's right. Make sure to check out the Colts Law merch shop. The link is in the description of this video. There are a ton of high quality, reasonably priced items there that you can choose from. And all you got to do is just click one button and you can go and check out all these great merchandise items. Don't forget, another way that you can support me, obviously, is smashing the like button. Smash that like button. And right below the like button, there's a little share where you can click the share, copy, paste, and share this to your favorite social media, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, whatever, it doesn't matter. I rely on people like you to help get my stuff out. That's how I grow. The more of you share, the faster I grow, the bigger I'll get, the more, I do this. Because this is my job now. Not teaching. Well, I don't know. Some of my film rooms, which I haven't done many lately, but finally got NFL All 22 back, right? Oh my goodness, it's been down forever, but I finally got it back. They just withdrew over $100 out of my account, so I've got it. So I'll probably be doing some film rooms here pretty soon. But yeah, share. Try show it to your friends and family, your Colts friends, your family, stuff like that. My podcast, it helped me out a ton. Mo Cox says he likes Eason because he's tall and can see the ball coming out, and he has arm strength and spin on the ball. I think it, and I'll tell you, Eason looks best with the tight end. Eason, and Loyalists will tell you this too. I'm almost positive. It seems like Eason is rejuvenating Doyle. Doyle looks 6 years younger out there with Eason throwing him the football. Mo Alley Cox looks really good. Even Kylan Granson. Guys that he's made look good, Eason, the running backs, the tight ends, and Paris Campbell, and a little bit on the Michael Pittman Jr. Now, he says that, him and Strawn had a nice connection, and so did Patman yesterday. So, interesting. Loyalist, what are your realistic expectations for Eason since our left side is significantly weakened early on? My expectations is it'll make him get through his progressions faster. It's going to be a learning experience for Eason. All right. Defensive line's already a Studley, which means now the left side of the line is going to probably give up pressure faster, which means Eason's going to have to get rid of the ball quicker, which means the one thing that he had issues with going through college is getting through his progressions quicker. Being able to get through those progressions. Now, I've seen that in training camp where he's getting through his progressions, but this will help him, force him to get through his progressions even faster, find the open target, and nail him. So this is a learning experience that Eason could use to make himself a better player for when the offensive line becomes whole and he has protection again. All right. That's what I think. Donation height, Matt stands right. Holy crap. Screenplays. I agree. Colts future props just tanked a bit. Oh, yeah, in Vegas. Now's a good time to get in on cheap. Dude, right now, I think the Colts are expected, 8 and 9, I think is what the Vegas odds on the season is. Really? I'll take that bet. Would you? Kayvon Jackstar, what's up? Sup, Owen? Is it time to push the panic button? No, I don't think it's time to push the panic button, my guy. I think it's a situation where some of the young guys get some learning experience. We've got depth on this team. And that's what the depth is for, is when we have injuries. And these aren't season-ending injuries. These are injuries where these guys will be back. A lot of these guys will be back before preseason even starts. And those that ain't, they're expected to be back somewhere between week 1 and week 6. Okay? Which means the majority of the season they'll be playing. So no, I'm not worried about, there's no panic coming out of me. I'm looking at this as a teaching opportunity for the depth. And I think that, that's really cool. I meant to ask a question on my donation. Do you think we'll have a top 5 defense? Human? That's cool. Do you pronounce it human? I'll just call you Kenneth, okay? It's not out of the realm of possibility. When we started, my worry was the D-line, okay? And I was worried that would affect our defense. And we were 8th overall last year. I said we could drop back even 9 or 10, and I'd be comfortable because we'd still be a top 10 defense, okay? The way the defense has looked so far, maybe they move up. If we could get, seriously, if we are able to get consistent pressure from our down 4 linemen, our defense will be top 5. Yes. But we gotta see. Like I said, most of what I've seen so far is without pads. So I will see them for the first time personally with pads on tomorrow. And I'll let you know what they look like when they have pads on. All right. Okereke has been a lunatic around the ball lately. Terrence Cooper, what's going on, my guy? I've heard a lot of good stuff about Okereke. I've seen some good stuff from him too. Loyalist has seen him. Yeah, it's nice. The only issue is he's been that in the passing game. I was not worried about him being around the ball in the passing game. I was worried about him getting through the wash, coming off blocks, creating separation, and tackling downhill. I need to see that from Bobby Okereke. That's what I need to see, because that's something he was not able to do his first 2 seasons here as an Indianapolis Colt. He was not very good at shedding blocks and tackling downhill. Good against the pass, not as good against the run. Let's see that. Now that pads are up, we're going to be able to see that, and should be interesting. And hopefully, I'm one of those guys that I'm pro going hard even in practice. Okay? You know, this whole, obviously you don't run in and tackle the quarterback, but, you know, you go out there and you practice like you play. I believe that's the only way that you get good, you know, and that way you were ready for the season when it starts. I understand there's a higher chance of injuries for that, but we're in training camp and we've got 5-6 weeks before the season even starts. Let them get out there and hit some bodies, hit some pads, you know. That's how I feel about it. Guys, there's so many chatting here. I'm going to end up skipping a few because 45. If you want to guarantee yours is seen and brought up, obviously the donation super chat right down here. But let me get through here. Just about anything that Martin's going to say, I'm going to end up bringing up because, I mean, he's only donated about like, what, $40-50 to me already? Holy crap. I'm not ready to hit the panic button yet. Mr. J567 says, Rams will be tough without Nelson to block Donald, but I honestly think we could start 3-2 in the first 5. I think that's a good possibility. I would be happy with 3-2 in the first 5 because, you know, there's only like 2 or 3 more games the rest of the season that I'd be worried about. You know, the Patriots, Buffalo, and Tampa. You know, that's it. Keep it on through here. I gotta say it also, you know, my boy Loyalist. I gotta say what he says. I would say with Eason, he would stay with Eason, is what Loyalist is saying, and make sure Carson is totally ready. Let Carson get his footing in the practice. Absolutely, man. Wyatt, what up, man? I love seeing you in here. That's so cool. So about the time we hit our injured back, other teams will starting to get theirs. Advantage Colts. Meanwhile, our backups got a ton of reps in coaching. See? Looking at the positive sign, the silver linings. That's Wyatt. That's why I like you, Wyatt. You're not a naysayer. You're a go-getter, and I really like that about you. Sean P13, hey man, says thank you for all the great content, Lawrence. Thank you for watching it, and you know, it's guys like you is the reason why I do this. So thank you. I don't always get to watch live, which is okay. But I catch all your videos later. Great job, bro. Have fun at Colts camp for the shoe. Absolutely, man. If you can't watch live, I understand. We all have lives, right? Real life trumps. You get a chance, you get, you know, time to come back and watch later on. That's awesome. Even if you can't watch live, but you're able to watch later, don't forget you can still share it. If you like a video that I'm doing, if you see a video, you're like, this is a good video. This has got good information in it. This is something that, you know, other people need to see. Share that sucker, man. Don't be afraid to do that. It helped me out a ton. And always remember to hit the like button. All right? YouTube analytics is crazy like that. If you, the more likes there is on a stream, the more it throws it out to other people when they turn their YouTube on and their front page. It'll show it to them, and that's a way of helping me get more people, getting noticed by more people. Toxic. I'm intoxicated. Yeah, I know there's a lot of people that are out there that are intoxicated right now. Well, thanks for being here, Toxic. Appreciate that. Jermaine. Hey, man, what's up? Law Dog, you were the first person I thought about when I saw the injury to Wentz. I wouldn't doubt it, man, after that view, after what I saw I don't know if you've seen. I got 2 videos out, and they're both over the injury. So it is what it is. First tank to go to the preseason. I'll buy you a beer next chat. Appreciate you, Martin. Inside the Horseshoe Podcast. Go check them out. Give them a follow. Subscribe to their channel, man. Actually, they have a lot of good information. Reasonable. I've watched a lot of their stuff myself. He's a reasonable guy. You know, he's not one of them people that it's kind of like me. You know, I don't get overly concerned or overly excited about something. You know what I mean? And he's kind of similar. You know, I take it face value. You know, I don't buy into all the hype all the time. How's it going, man? I'm good. I'm lucky I'm good, honestly, because earlier today, my wife and I went to the park and went for a walk. You know, got some pictures. I posted a picture of a duck that I saw. Got a video of a crane on the river. Tried to get him flying, but I wasn't quick enough on the draw with my phone to get him flying. But there was 2 cranes out there. Rare things to see, let alone, you know, 2 of them. And when I got home, massive migraine. I laid down. Took some Excedrin and laid down. Woke up about 6 o'clock, and I was like, I'm doing a stream. Screw it. You know, for you guys. So I'm here, and I'm doing a lot better. I'm glad my migraine's gone. Nomadic Brian Colts, baby. What's up, Nomadic? Appreciate you, Brian. Thanks so much. Bring the juice. Guys, love me some Bring the Juice. Derek and Cody are awesome. All right. Go over there. I'm sure you probably already are, but there are some of you that follow me from other streams that I have come, you know, that are Pittsburgh fans or Cleveland fans or Patriot fans or Jets fans, Miami fans that, you know, come and join and hear what I have to say. I know I got a Cincinnati fan that comes over as well, Cowboys fans. If you don't know Bring the Juice, go check them out on their channel as well. All right. They got a lot of good stuff. Derek and Cody, 2 different personalities, but they mesh well together like peanut butter and chocolate. All right. So go check them out. Brian says, I'll be watching Wentz and Buffalo beat the Bills so I can brag to my Bills fans. Right. Ain't that the truth? I wish we played the Eagles this year. Don't you? Just for fun. I wish. Loyalist out here using the donation button again. What up, man? Loyalist. $5. The league better get us early. It's going to look like a line change in hockey. By week 5 or 6, we will have it humming, being an unstoppable force. Boy, that's some high praise coming from my boy who actually generally is a little even-keeled. But, you know what? I hope so. I hope that's exactly how it turns out. You know? I hope that if we have that record of 3-2, like old boy said earlier, and then we end up getting everyone back, and we were 3-2 against 5 of the toughest teams in football, we're going to have a heck of a season, right? Yeah. That's how that works out. Everybody remember, NFL Network will show every preseason game. Just find each Colt game and record it. I'm able to watch the preseason. I'll be able to watch them no matter what, because I can watch them the day after, and I will be. I'll be doing all 22, because I get the all 22. Generally, the all 22 comes out. The live stream game comes out the next day on Game Pass. And then the All-22 generally comes out on Tuesday. So if I happen to miss a game, the live stream of the game on Sunday, I can watch it Monday morning and then talk about it Monday afternoon in my podcast, which, sometimes I've had to do, because real life gets in the way and I had a full-time job and doing things like that. Now, I don't have a full-time job. This is my full... Well, I cover the Indy Express professional basketball team too, though, but that season's over with right now. So this right here is what I do. I am also officially the podcast host of Believe in Colts on the Believe Podcast Network. If you guys didn't know that, I just signed the contract yesterday. All right. So I am just out here trying to put out as much Colts content as I possibly can. We're gonna find out who my co-host is. They're looking into it, and when I find out, you'll find out. And when I do Believe in podcast, it will be here on my channel. We will record it on YouTube, but it won't be under Colts Law. It'll be under a different thing. It'll be under a different name, but go check it out as well, because I'll record it, have it on my YouTube, and then it'll go to the audio as well. So make sure you go check that out. Oh my, Joe, what up, my guy? Joe Thornburg in here. Man, we had such a blast last night, just sitting there talking. Rub some dirt on it and get out of there. Right, Joe. $5 from Joe. Man, we had such a fun time doing the Patreon stream last night. And if you guys want to join us, I know I sound like a broken record, but if you guys want to join us, there was 4 of us last night. I can have up to 10 people in there chatting together live, at the same time. So, $5 a month. Joe just did a super chat, $5. That right there, the cost of that right there allows you to get in the Patreon with me for a monthly basis. Appreciate you, Joe. Who's filling in at left guard? I'm going to say Pinter. Oh, you're saying Chris Reed is? BTJ? Was he? Oh, he was in there today. I don't expect it. I don't think Chris Reed will be that guy day in, day out, though. You would think that they would bring in different guys, like they were doing for center. All week, they've been putting a different person in all week, trying different people. Just like left tackle, they were trying different people at starter all week, trying to do that. So Reed probably had to go this week. We'll see what happens after that. All right. Guys, it's been an hour. I appreciate each and every one of you. Camp reports indicate Colts will be in the top 10 defense so far. That's awesome, Brian. That's cool. Bring the Juice says that I deserve 2K subs. I think you're right. I think I do deserve 2K subs. I'm at 1.58, 68, something like. I don't know 100%. I don't keep track of that closely. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, I just do what I do. And however it turns out, it turns out, I know who my true people are. You're right there, right? You're in the chat. And that's why I appreciate you. I'm not worried about too much about how many subs I have, because I love everybody who is in my chat, man. You guys are so awesome. And I say that and I mean it, because you generally don't argue with each other. You generally don't troll. Even when there's a person with a difference of opinion, you don't sit there and berate them like crazy. You know, you'll present your idea, and that's that. You know, and I love guys like that, and I think this is why it's awesome. That's why I think I have one of the best chat groups out there, because I got real football fans in my chat, and I love that. DJ Abcool, what's going on? I gotta shout him out because it's the first time I've seen him in the chat. Appreciate you being here. He says, "What's up? Do you think Jacob Eason will do good against the Seahawks?" Dude, I think Jacob Eason would light the Seahawks up. And the reason I say that is because the Seahawks don't really have a pass rush. You know, they don't. They got the guy from Cincinnati, and they're hoping that he'll bring something. Their pass defense is jacked, and Jacob Eason's got a cannon. He could throw it. He could throw it into the end zone from the 20, and I mean like starting at his own 20. I've seen the man throw a 70-yard bomb flat-footed, okay, in training camp. Seen it. So, yeah. There's not a guy on the field that could cover Paris Campbell. I'll guarantee you. They got good linebacking core. I'll give them that. But their cornerbacks and defensive backs, I mean, outside, I mean, even Adams. Adams is a box safety. He's not that good against the pass. So, yeah, I think Eason has a great day against the Seahawks. I expected Wentz to have a great day against the Seahawks, but that's just me. I'm not expecting it against the Rams. I'm hoping we run it down the Rams' throat. But yeah, I think he could. But I do need to see a little bit more of Eason. We all do. To get a better figure out on it. I mean, he's only had a week worth of practice. In the NFL, he's had 1 week of practice with starters. And not even a full week yet. Let's give him a little bit of time. Remember that couple decades back when the Patriots had a quarterback go down and replace him with that who dat? Yeah, right. With that who dat? A couple decades back. Yeah, there you go. I mean, that was in a game, and it was against the Colts, right? That was the game when he went down against the Colts and Brady had his first win. Another guy, Devin Ward, what up? With Strawn doing as good as he is at camp, do you think if something happens to Pittman or T.Y., they'll plug him in over some of the other wideouts? Maybe. Patman's been doing well too, from what I'm understanding. Des Patman's been doing pretty good. The best wide receiver out there so far in camp has been Paris Campbell, hands down. Hands down. And the best tight end, from what I could tell, is Jack Doyle. I'm not saying that the other two tight ends ain't doing a good job. They are. I just think Jack Doyle has been the most flashy. Company of Eagles. I'm trying to get you guys in here, man, before I close this out because I've been over an hour now. This injury bug's really disappointing. I really wanted to see the season opening win for once. I think we could still do it. I think he could still do it. We just got to see what's up. All right. Congrats on the contract law. You're the Colts sheriff on podcast, Martin says. Thanks, man. Hey, they should pound the rock against LA. I agree, Joe. I agree. They got a great pass defense. LA's got a great pass defense. You got to pound the rock. And not just pound the rock against LA. LA's a team, in my opinion, I think you could get a lot out of your tight ends and your running backs out of the backfield on like little short dump-off passes and let them run for extra yardage. That's how you beat LA. My thought. But, yeah. Utilize your running backs and your tight ends against LA because that's one of our strongest suits, right? Running backs and tight ends. And our running backs have been studs in camp. Absolute studs. Jonathan Taylor catching bombs, streaking down the sideline. Marlon Mack making the tough catch behind him and making cuts and showing his patience and doing everyone. Oh, yeah. Oh, another injury I forgot to bring up. Nyheim Hines, right? Right? I think, was that a hip injury I think he was talking about? So that was another injury, but he'll be back soon enough, too. He might have been back today. I don't know. But either way, real quick, guys, I seen that Devin asked a question and then retracted the question. Juice said that he did today a read. Yeah, I figured he probably did. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been over an hour. It's been an hour and 6 minutes. I appreciate everyone that's been here. Please, please, please smash that like button as I read this last question and giving Ward his chance because, he retracted it and repopped it back up. Do you think Hundley and Morton can be starting caliber quarterbacks in the NFL? I like what I saw from Jalen Morton. I'm not saying he's great. I personally haven't seen Hundley yet. Okay? Because they just signed him, and the day that they just signed him, he was just doing like one-on-one workout stuff with guys on the side. But Jalen Morton has looked better than Sam Ehlinger. Okay? From what I've seen, I think Jalen Morton has looked better than Sam Ehlinger. But we'll see. Jalen Morton, some of you are going to hate me for this comparison. Some of you, a few of you might love me. Jalen Morton reminds me of somebody that the Colts had training camp-wise for a couple years. And I think he's a great, on the surface from what I've seen from Jalen Morton, he looks like a good camp dude, right? Not just a camp guy, but someone that you could have on your practice squad. More so than Sam Ehlinger. Jalen Morton reminds me of Chad Kelly. I don't think Morton has the starting caliber kind of stuff to him. But there's something about him that he's got good arm strength. His accuracy ain't too bad. He moves well. Now, he's not the arm talent of Eason by any means. Or Wentz. But you remember seeing Chad Kelly during preseason, right, in 2019? That's kind of what I'm seeing from Jalen Morton in training camp, okay? So yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So take that as you will. That's just kind of how I'm viewing it. Hey, you was finally glad to catch me live for once. Hey, I'm glad you were able to too. Got in there, got some questions and stuff. Got to talk about things, guys. Thanks so much for joining. It's been almost an hour and 10 on a day I wasn't sure I was even going to be live streaming, but I had an absolute blast. Had a lot of you in here. Don't forget, I'm doing a Patreon stream tomorrow, probably at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to talk about what I saw from training camp. And if you want to watch, join in the chat or join the stream itself. Make sure you click that Patreon link down there in the description of the video and support Patreon for only $5 a month. And until next time, as usual, I'm Lawrence Owen. This is Colts Law. Have a good one.